It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Miami Dolphins and the Cleveland Browns. And it comes your way next.
Along the shores of Lake Erie, the Dog Pound already in full roar. We welcome you to Huntington Bank Field here in downtown Cleveland. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen, we're getting set for kickoff in here. Partner, I'm really focused on the start of this game. Both teams emphasize what happens here right at the jump.
And that's why that so many of these teams spend so much time all week, Mike, on what they call their opening script. It's not just a series of plays that they like and they just kind of throw darts at the wall. It's how do you unmask the defense? How do you set up future plays and future possessions as the game unfolds? So much time and energy is spent on these first couple drives. I'm with you. I'm excited to see how do they come out, how aggressive, and where do they think the weaknesses of their opponent lie.
The veteran kicker, Dustin Hopkins, out to get things started. And off we go from Cleveland. Washington now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Miami offense will make their way onto the field, led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa.
One of the few southpaws we have playing quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and while he doesn't have one of the strongest arms, he makes up for it with great anticipation and pinpoint accuracy. So what it does, it allows him to throw very catchable balls. A lot of his receivers do a lot of the damage after the catch, and only time's going to tell how this one plays out. But when he's on his game, they're due for a lot of points.
Here's Tua to open with a throw. And he's going to be hit and dropped behind the line. Great push upfield defensively. What a way to start this one.
Man, what a big-time play here by the corner. It feels like he knew that play was coming before the ball was even snapped. You can see he sticks his foot in the ground and bursts. He ends that play before it even has a chance to get started.
In motion, it's Waddle. On play action, it's Tagovailoa. He'll get that into the hands of Tyreek Hill. And he'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. From the gun, here's Tua. Right back to Hill. He's got it again. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
A run with the fullback in goal. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a 1st down on that gain of 5.
Sometimes you just have to keep it simple. You don't need to overthink things on 2nd and short. Give it to the big guy behind you, send him crashing forward through the line, pick up the 1st down.
Here's 1st and 10. Now the former Texas A&M Aggie, here's Devon Achane. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
In motion, it's Waddle. They'll fake the handoff. Now, Tua. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Throwing on third down, Tungo Bailoa. Got his man at the 6. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Great chance to make an early statement here on the road. It is 1st and goal. Here's Achane. And that big offensive line. Clearing space. He's in. Devon Achane. Touchdown, Miami. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Jason Sanders on for the point after. It's up and good. And the Dolphins will take a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the veterans. Still going. Former Super Bowl MVP, comeback player of the year in 2023, it's Joe Flacco.
I had a coach tell me earlier in my career, Mike, specifically about the quarterback position. If you don't have fast feet, you better have a fast mind. And here we have a guy that has played a lot of games under center. He has seen a lot of football, and while he might not be as mobile, he might not have the arm strength to make all the throws he had earlier in his career, that experience behind center, that experience being in these moments before, man, having that quick mind, there's not a whole lot of defense is going to throw at him that he hasn't seen. This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll be near the first down marker. Let's call it a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on third down. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. He's going to have a Browns first down. They're able to convert by plenty on that 3rd and 1.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
Right back to him on first down. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. Second down and 8. They'll stick with him again. He'll take this ahead for a yard, down to the 49. Play is made on defense by Jordan Brooks. Third and 6. Flacco to throw. He's got his man complete. That's Judy. A pickup there of 13. It's a Browns first down.
You just can't ask for better protection than that, especially on third down. Clean pocket, tons of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. And at this level, if you give quarterbacks that amount of time, chances are they're going to find somebody downfield.
Here's a run going left. And a good job defensively to rally to the ball. They hold them to a short gain. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He's got it at the 7. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
This opening drive, it has been a work of art. Now, can they put the finishing touches on? It's 1st and goal. They bring Judy in motion. They run on the jet sweep, and he will fight his way to the end zone. Jerry Judy, touchdown Browns.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. His kick is good, and the Browns come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. On the return, Malik Washington. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Dolphins offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. The tight end, Jonnu Smith, secures it. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
And he's got it. 1st down. A pickup of 4.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Off play action, it's Tua. He's going to air this one out, looking for Hill.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and he's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly. And even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that threat in because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier.
And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. Pair of sevens on the scoreboard. And we're back to Cleveland in a minute. Here's 3rd and 7. A shotgun snap for Tua. This throw right side is caught by Hill. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Browns offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Throwing, Flacco. That's complete. It's Cedric Tillman. And he's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Now a give on the ground, and it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down. Now Flacco. That's to the open man. It's Tillman. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. Here's Flacco to throw. Open man, and that's Tillman. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Flacco. This pass caught by Judy. And he's going to get there. He got the first down, not by a whole lot, but that'll keep this drive rolling.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that third down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
Yards are hard to come by there. We'll work it down to the 37-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. A handoff as they try to run it here. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. They'll try to get this one on the ground. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they get 5 on 3rd and 2.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
An unbalanced look to the left here on 1st down. Now, faking the give. This is intercepted. Picked off by Ifeatu Melifonwu. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Tua. That's taken in left side by Smith. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
Tua going to give it to Achane, and he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. Second and 7. Back to throw is Tua. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Here's Tungo Bailoa. That is caught by Washington. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Here's 2. That'll be caught. It's Jalen Wright. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely, and results in a completion.
Man in motion here is Washington. Play action. Tagovailoa. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
He's got the hook up there to Waddle. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. They get the conversion in a big way. That's good for 29 yards.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
That is caught back corner of the end zone. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown, Dolphins. Greg, it's one of those, sometimes you got to feel like you know where the ball's going to go, and the defense knows it too, but it still ends up in that guy's hands for the touchdown.
Absolutely, Mike. In these critical situations, like down here in the red zone, it's players, not plays. It doesn't matter what you draw up on the board. You say, okay, who's my best player? Put him in a good matchup, let him go win, and give him a chance. That's exactly what they do here, and I think we're going to see a lot of this the rest of the game.
The extra point by Sanders is good. And the Dolphins will move out to a 14-7 lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Browns offense going to get it one final time in this first half. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. Here's Flacco. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. To throw is Flacco. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they're going to play it safe with a run. The Dolphins going to use their final timeout here. Clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So on 4th down, the lefty, Corey Bojorquez to punt for Cleveland. Malik Washington deep for Miami. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. That's Greg Newsome in to make the stop. So we're at the half, and the visiting Dolphins are in the lead. As we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the halftime report. It was Devon Achane who's had the strong first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand in this second half, about to get started. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. Here comes Ford on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Browns offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Back to throw here to begin the drive. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended target, and it'll bring up second down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down. They'll turn and hand this one off. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Punting time for the Browns. They're set to kick it away, as he's on to punt for the second straight drive. On the return, here's Washington. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Dolphins offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. Room to run at the 40. And he'll be taken down as he takes it just shy of midfield.
The challenge of playing a running back like this is you feel like you have him under control. You're doing a nice job putting a lid on him, and then all of a sudden, he's got a big spark play like this. That's the challenge. These guys are just so talented. You can only keep them down so long. That was a really nice run.
Open man downfield, Tyreek Hill. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. From the gun, here's Tua. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Malik Washington. Touchdown, Miami.
All week, we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time, and what a great job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback to be comfortable enough in the pocket, let those deeper routes develop, be on time and accurate with the ball, and that's why this play is going to be a highlight all week. Let's give the big guys up front some credit.
Now Sanders on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Dolphins will take a 21-7 lead. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. Here comes Ford on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Browns offense ready to see what they can do. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. Jalen Phillips in on the stop. Flacco to throw. This one on target for Johnson. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Looking deep here for Tillman. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. Really says a lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. Now, Tua and the Miami offense head out for their next possession. Eddie has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. In motion, it's Waddle. A play fake. Now Tua to throw. This one complete to Hill. Now he's free at the 35. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 80 yards. Touchdown, Miami. Sanders here for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Dolphins will extend this third quarter lead. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. Here comes Ford on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. Right away, they'll set up to throw. To the left side, he's got Njoku. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a third down.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
He's got his man complete. That's Judy. 18 yards on the connection. First down, Cleveland.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
And a nice run. Get them about 9. It'll bring up second down. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a first down. They'll stay on the ground. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. Now a give up the middle. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Throwing, Flacco. That's into the hands of Judy on the right side. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they have an internal clock in their head. How does my protection match up with the rush and the route concept I'm trying to attack downfield. In this case, he's looking downfield, realizes quickly this ball's got to come out, checks it down to his underneath drag, picks up what he can.
Up the middle they go. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
And the Browns are going to have 1st and goal coming up. They're able to convert on 3rd and 2. Here's a run. He slams it in there, and he is in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Washington now to return it. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Dolphins offense headed back to take over once more. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air, and with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now, Tua. This throw right side is caught by Hill. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25.
Well, I think one thing's for sure, Mike. I don't think we're seeing an offense that is comfortable with this late lead. They're continuing to put pressure on the defense and say, hey, I don't care how much we're up by. We're going to continue to execute our passing game, and if there's opportunities downfield, we're going to continue to take them.
Man in motion here is Washington. Fake the handoff. Now, no chance at all. He'll go down.
Well, that's certainly one way to bounce back here defensively after giving up a huge explosive play on the previous snap. To bounce back and come away with a sack. Now you find yourself in 2nd and long. You can catch your breath, and the opportunity to get off the field has just gone up.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. A run up the middle with Achan, and he'll bring this inside the 30. A gain of about 4. This a must stop for this defense. Facing 3rd and long. Off play action, it's Tua. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
So Sanders back out after making the field goal. He sends this one away. DeAndre Carter on the return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The home team's offense. And their running back set to go once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's Flacco to throw. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
He'll go right and find his running back, and they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection, and maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
On the quick slant, that's Judy.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
That's a pair of hookups on this drive. This one goes for 14 yards and a first down. Handoff here, up the middle. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. Flacco. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
Now they're entering the area of the field, especially with the amount of yards they've gained on this possession, Mike, where it feels like a touchdown is critical. For the defense, settling for a field goal here, especially with the ball where it is, feels like a win. Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, Mike, this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots down, there's just something about them today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the fourth quarter.
Open man, and that's Tillman.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Here now, 3rd and 5. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. The offense is staying right there. They're going for it. 4th and a couple. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs. Tyreek Hill getting ready for this next drive along with the rest of the Miami offense. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achane. And his momentum completely stopped there. Picked up, thrown down for a loss.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Two minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. 2nd and 11. Once again, it's Achane. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. Have to get this to the 20. Here's 3rd down. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. To the left side, in the hands of Hill. And he'll try to get to the marker, but he's going to wind up a yard or 2 short. Punt team headed out for the Dolphins. And he's on to punt for just the 2nd time in this game. On the return, it's Carter. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The home team's offense ready to get back at it. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. Now Flacco. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Well, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10. Backs to the open man. It's Tillman. 11 yards on the connection there. It's a Browns first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
They'll come up now for second down and 4. Here's Flacco. That'll be incomplete. And now we are down to likely just one more play.
Might be wise for this quarterback to try somebody else in coverage here, Mike. This guy's known for being a savvy playmaker once the ball's in the air, and he showed why by swatting that ball away, and he's going to pick up a PBU on the stat sheet.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete, and that will do it. This one comes to an end. So a win here for the visiting Dolphins. They were the aggressors from the start, able to dictate the pace of play, and in the end, they come away with the victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.